Back to the future. Could it actually happen with a real time machine? That's tonight's IDEA, our series on new ideas.
He was only 33 years old.
The concept of time travel has fascinated humanity for centuries. Ever since the publication of H.G. Wells' novel The Time Machine, where a Victorian inventor journeys to the year 802 AD, the idea has captured the imagination of many. Some believe time travel could be possible in the future, while others dismiss it as mere science fiction. Even the late Stephen Hawking entertained the hope that humans might one day master the technology to traverse time. Meanwhile, there are tales of individuals who claim to have already experienced time travel. One such account involves a man who professed to have visited the year 2345, sharing ominous predictions about humanity's future. The possibility of moving through time raises numerous questions. Can we travel backward in time? What paradoxes might such journeys create? These mysteries remain at the heart of humanity's fascination with time travel. One particularly intriguing story is that of Al Bielek, a man whose life seemed peculiar from the start. Born in 1927, Al displayed extraordinary intelligence, earning him the nickname Walking Encyclopedia for his incredible memory. According to his claims, he began to uncover repressed memories after watching the 1984 film The Philadelphia Experiment, which tells the story of a naval crew that vanished during a secret World War II experiment. Al recalled that his real name was Edward Cameron and that he was born in 1916. His supposed parents were actually legal guardians appointed by the state, and he had a biological brother named Duncan, hidden from him for most of his life. As his memory surfaced, Al alleged that he and Duncan had participated in the infamous Philadelphia Experiment, a project aimed at making American naval vessels invisible to Nazi forces during World War II. According to Al, the experiment began in 1931 and culminated in the testing of the USS Eldridge in 1943. He claimed to have witnessed these experiments firsthand alongside Duncan. The team involved included notable figures like John Hutchinson, Nikola Tesla, and John von Neumann. After initial successes with smaller vessels in 1940, the team attempted to cloak the USS Eldridge 3 years later. Al described a major incident on July 22, 1943, when the ship reportedly vanished for 15 minutes, leaving its crew disoriented and ill. Despite concerns raised by von Neumann, further tests were conducted in August. During one such test, Al and Duncan found themselves thrown into a time vortex. When the ship reappeared, the two brothers were no longer aboard. They had leaped forward in time to 1983 and landed in Montauk, New York. Al's account becomes even more fantastical at this point. He claimed that upon arriving in 1983, he and Duncan were met by guards and helicopters and were taken to an underground facility, where they encountered an older John von Neumann. Von Neumann explained that the USS Eldridge was trapped in a hyperspace bubble, posing a grave threat to Earth. The only solution was to send Al and Duncan back in time to destroy the ship's machinery. Following their orders, the brothers returned to 1943 and used axes to destroy the ship's generators, restoring the timeline. However, this was not the end of Al's alleged time-traveling adventures. Al claimed that after destroying the generators, he blacked out and woke up in the year 2137. While there, he and Duncan were treated for radiation burns in a futuristic hospital where cutting-edge light and vibration energy replaced traditional medical treatments. Al described a drastically changed world. Television only aired historical documentaries, and America's geography had shifted dramatically. Florida had disappeared, replaced by an expanded Atlanta, and the United States no longer existed as a sovereign nation. A global military dictatorship ruled over a drastically reduced population of 300 million, the result of nuclear devastation. After recovering, Al attempted to return to his own time but instead found himself in the year 2749. By then, humanity had rebuilt itself into a utopian society. Nuclear war had ravaged the Earth, but technological advancements, such as anti-gravity machines and a robotic workforce, had eliminated the need for money or employment. Peace reigned as humanity no longer had any reason for conflict. Al's tale of time travel, with its dire prophecies and glimpses of a hopeful future, remains one of the most extraordinary accounts in the lore of time travel, blending speculation with the tantalizing possibility that humanity's future may already have been glimpsed. Al found himself inexplicably transported back to 1983, but this extraordinary event came with a devastating cost. His brother, Duncan, suffered severe side effects and passed away at a young age. Distraught yet determined, Al pleaded with his parents to conceive another child so he could inherit Duncan's memories and ideas. Using Duncan's telepathic abilities, Al's consciousness was sent back in time. Once his memories were properly integrated, he was returned to 1927 under an assumed identity. The story raises a fascinating question: is this tale a work of fiction or an incredible reality? While some conspiracy theorists believe AL's account, many remain skeptical. He insists on the truth of his time-traveling adventures, claiming that by 2025, Florida would no longer exist. As we approach the pivotal year, we will soon discover whether his claims hold any merit. Time travel, a concept often romanticized in science fiction, is intriguing to both dreamers and scientists alike. In essence, we all travel through time at the rate of 1 second per second, a steady, unremarkable progression. Whether we are savoring a moment with friends or waiting for paint to dry, time's flow remains constant. However, the time travel depicted in films like Doctor Who, Back to the Future, or Star Trek, with characters zipping through eras in fantastical machines, exists only in fiction. Such stories often explore parallel universes or alternate timelines, where altering the past leads to unintended consequences. Scientists have yet to prove the feasibility of this kind of time travel or devise a method to send individuals across significant time periods safely. Stephen Hawking once remarked in Black Holes and Baby Universes that the lack of tourists from the future is perhaps the best evidence that time travel is not possible. Still, scientific theories, such as Albert Einstein's special theory of relativity, suggest that some forms of time manipulation might exist. According to Einstein, time is relative to the observer's perspective. For instance, someone moving at nearly the speed of light would age more slowly than someone standing still. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, was observed when astronaut Scott Kelly aged slightly slower during his year aboard the International Space Station compared to his twin brother, Mark, who remained on Earth. While the difference was minuscule, it provided a fascinating glimpse into how speed and gravity can affect the passage of time. Some of the strangest and most theoretical aspects of time travel involve wormholes, black holes, and string theory. Einstein's theories laid the foundation for these ideas, especially his concept of spacetime as a flexible fabric. Special relativity explains that there is no absolute frame of reference, as everything is measured relative to something else. The speed of light is a universal constant and represents the ultimate speed limit. From these principles, the idea of time travel naturally emerges. A fast-moving observer will perceive time more slowly than one who is stationary, though humans cannot yet achieve the speeds necessary to make this effect meaningful. Gravity also plays a role in the passage of time. As Einstein's general theory of relativity explains, the stronger the gravitational pull, the slower time moves. Near massive celestial bodies, such as neutron stars or black holes, time could move at an entirely different pace. Dave Goldberg, a cosmologist, explains that near the edge of a black hole, a few hours might pass for one person, while 1,000 years might elapse for someone on Earth. However, surviving such intense gravitational forces poses a nearly impossible challenge. A journey near a black hole could theoretically propel a person far into the future upon their return to Earth, but traveling backward in time remains far more complex and problematic. For decades, scientists have grappled with the paradoxes associated with backward time travel, such as the classic grandfather paradox, and have sought solutions through general relativity. While these ideas remain largely theoretical, they inspire both physicists and storytellers to ponder the mysteries of time. Fabio Costa, a theoretical physicist, continues to explore such paradoxes, keeping alive the hope that one day, we might unravel the secrets of time travel. Whether fact or fiction, the allure of bending time continues to captivate our imaginations and drive the pursuit of knowledge. The first attempt to solve the problem of time travel was made in the 1920s, with a device known as the notorious cylinder. This contraption was theorized to twist spacetime as it rotated rapidly, much like rolling a piece of straw between your palms. However, it wasn't until the 1970s that scientists realized such a device could potentially function as a time machine to journey into the past. This revelation came with the discovery of closed time-like curves, a fascinating phenomenon. A closed time-like curve represents the hypothetical path of an observer who moves forward in time from their own perspective but eventually returns to their starting point in time and space. This concept becomes feasible when gravity twists spacetime, causing it to fold back on itself, creating a spacetime loop. Despite its complexity, the concept inspired further investigations. Time travel began to receive more serious scientific attention in the 1980s. Notably, Russian physicist Igor Novikov and American physicist Kip Thorne collaborated on a paper in 1990, exploring the mechanics of time travel and the challenges it posed. Among the most perplexing problems was the potential for paradoxes. For instance, if a billiard ball were sent into the past and collided with its earlier self, it could create a scenario where the current self could never have entered the time machine in the first place. This kind of paradox highlighted the inherent contradictions in time travel theories, leading to significant debate and intermittent interest in the subject. Yet, no significant progress has been made since the 1990s. Every theoretical time machine model has faced critical flaws, leaving the field at an impasse. One of the major challenges lies in the necessity of negative mass and energy. According to Albert Einstein's discovery that mass and energy are interchangeable, time travel theories often require negative mass, much like electric charge, which can theoretically be positive or negative. However, negative mass has never been observed in practice. For example, maintaining a wormhole, a proposed spacetime tunnel between distant points in the cosmos, requires negative mass to counteract gravitational collapse. Without negative mass, the tunnel would close under its own weight. While some quantum phenomena, such as negative energy on extremely small scales, offer a glimmer of hope, creating a realistic time machine would require something far larger in scale. Some scientists propose that a wormhole or cosmic tube could act as a shortcut to the stars. The idea involves sending one end of the wormhole back to its origin at nearly the speed of light or positioning it near a massive gravitational field like a black hole. This setup could theoretically create a time difference between the two ends of the wormhole, enabling time travel. However, constructing such a wormhole is fraught with challenges, particularly the need for negative mass and energy. Wormholes made of regular matter would disintegrate under gravitational forces, and many other designs face similar obstacles. They remain theoretical constructs without practical methods for implementation. As the late physicist Stephen Hawking remarked, the challenge may not be just a lack of knowledge about building time machines but the possibility that such machines are fundamentally impossible. In a 1992 paper published in Physical Review D, Hawking speculated about a chronology protection agency that might prevent the formation of closed time-like curves, safeguarding the universe against paradoxes. His argument drew on examples like the grandfather paradox, where killing one's grandfather before he has children would prevent the time traveler's own existence, creating an impossible loop. Philosophers like Augustin Ryo of MIT find these complexities intriguing because they challenge concepts of causation, chronology, and even free will. Ryo believes that time travel may still be compatible with free will. He posits that if his grandfather survived to have children, then traveling back in time wouldn't change that fact. Attempting to alter the past would inevitably fail for ordinary reasons, such as slipping on a banana peel or missing a bus, rather than because of some metaphysical constraint. The future of time travel remains uncertain. Despite the theoretical possibilities, no one from the future has appeared to confirm its feasibility, leaving the mystery unsolved. Perhaps, as the video suggests, people from the past or future might already be among us, unnoticed. For now, the concept of time travel continues to captivate the imagination, even as it challenges the limits of science and philosophy.